Hi, hello, good morning. This is Yatish Kumar. Welcome to Zoology Online Guru. Today we will discuss about the basics in zoology. My topic today is Kingdom Animalia. Already in the past videos we discussed about Whittaker classification. Whittaker classified all the living organisms into 5 kingdoms, namely Monera, Protista, Plantae, Fungi and Animalia. The organisms belongs to kingdom Animalia are they are multicellular, number 2 eukaryotic, heterotrophic in nature. The Animalia organisms also they do not possess cell wall and photosynthetic pigments. So this is about the properties of kingdom Animalia organisms. They are eukaryotic, multicellular, heterotrophic in nature, and they are without cell wall and photosynthetic pigments. And another major important property is the stored food material is in the form of glycogen. So glycogen is the reserved food material in the kingdom Animalia. Multicellular in nature means kingdom Animalia organisms they are with more number of cells. Second one, eukaryotic. Eu means true, karyo means nucleus. True nucleus is present in these animals. Means there is a cell and there is a definite nucleus with a definite nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane is definitely present in these animals. That's why they are called eukaryotic. Opposite to the eukaryotic organisms is prokaryotic organisms. Pro means primitive, karyo means nucleus. Primitive nucleus means nucleus is absent or there is a genetic material in the middle of the cell, but surrounding the genetic material there is no a definite nuclear membrane. So they are called prokaryotic. But here kingdom Animalia organisms all are eukaryotic organisms and they are non-saprobic organisms also. So here another point here, non-saprobic. Non-saprobic organisms. Saprobic are the fungus. Non-saprobic organisms are comes under the kingdom Animalia. And lastly, heterotrophic in nature. All Animalia organisms are heterotrophic in nature. That means they are depending on the autotrophic organisms for their food because they are without photosynthetic pigment and cell wall also absent in the Animalia organisms. Kingdom Animalia divided into two subkingdoms, namely Parazoa and Eumetazoa. First one, Parazoa. Second one, Eumetazoa. The organisms present in the parazoa all are multicellular organisms only, but all are belongs to the cellular grade of organization. Means here grade, the level is cellular level. Means cells only present. There are more number of cells are there, but cell to cell integration is not present. There are more number of cells are there, multiple cells are there, but cell to cell link up is not possible. That's why tissues are not formed in these parazoa animals. Example phylum. Sponges, porifera, all porifera are comes under the parazoa subkingdom, and from these organisms no new organisms were evolved. Means evolution is not possible from these parazoa animals. That's why no new animals were created from this parazoa. So parazoa animals are kept aside like a blind shoot. So porifera is the example for the parazoa. More number of cells are present, multiple cells are there, multicellular, but cell to cell integration, cell to cell link up is not possible in these animals. Coming to the Eumetazoa. Eumetazoa animals are the true metazoans. Eu means here true. Metazoa means animals, true animals. True animals are classified under the Eumetazoa. Now, what are these Eumetazoa? So, subkingdom Eumetazoa divided into two grades. This is subkingdom. Kingdom Animalia, also known as Metazoa. Also known as Metazoa. Metazoa kingdom divided into two subkingdoms, Parazoa and Eumetazoa. Eumetazoa subkingdom divided into two grades, Radiata and Bilateria. Coming to the Radiata, based on the symmetry, radial symmetry, based on the radial symmetry, these organisms are kept in the radiata. The radiata, also known as Diploblastica. Diploblastica. Diplo, di means two. Blast, layers. Embryonic germ layers are only two are present in these animals, so called Diploblastica. Radial symmetry is specially present in these animals, so they are called radiata. What is the meaning of symmetry? The regular arrangement of body parts in an organism is known as symmetry. What is radial symmetry? If any plane passing through the central axis divides the organism into two equal halves, that is called radial symmetry. Means any plane passing through the central axis, means in these animals oral and second aboral, two sides are present. Anterior and posteriorly oral and aboral surface are present. If you are cutting in any plane, it gives the two equal halves. That is called radial symmetry. Basing on this symmetry, these animals were kept in the radiata grade. All these radiata animals are aquatic animals. Especially they bear the life aquatic life. They exhibit aquatic life because surrounding the mouth region, circular mouth region, they give the responses to the stimulus which is coming surrounding the surrounding environment. The animals are sessile, sedentary or slow moving animals. Best suited symmetry is radial symmetry. They present only in the water. Sessile animals, slow moving animals. In these animals, the symmetry is radial symmetry. So coming to our topic, the kingdom Metazoa divided into two subkingdoms, Parazoa. Porifera is the best phylum for these Parazoa animals. Second one, Eumetazoa, true metazoans. The first true metazoans are the radiata animals, also called Diploblastica, means two layers are present, ectoderm and endoderm. Outside the body, the ectoderm, inside there is a second layer, that is endoderm only present. All these animals maintain aquatic life, sessile and slow moving animals. Example, Cnidaria and Ctenophora. Hydra, Aurelia, comb jellies. Comb jellies are the example for these radiata animals. They have only two layers, ectoderm and endoderm. Two layers, ecto and endoderm only present, so called Diploblastica. Coming to the second grade, Bilateria, bilateral symmetrical animals. Bilateria means they are also called Triploblastica. Triploblastica. Three layers are present. One, ectoderm. Second, endoderm. And new third layer, mesoderm also present. Mesoderm also present in these animals. When we are talking about the three layers, three embryonic germ layers, definitely we have to know or we have to discuss about the body cavity. That is called coelom. Why we are discussing coelom in the Bilateria animals? Because coelom is the body cavity present between the body wall and the internal gut or internal viscera. The space is called body cavity. Body cavity developed from the mesoderm. So mesoderm first time developed in the bilateral animals. That is why we are discussing the coelom, the body cavity in the Bilateria also. What are these bilaterians? Bilaterians are divided into two divisions, protostomia and deuterostomia. Division. Protostomia, deuterostomia. Protostomia, proto means first, proto, first, stomium, mouth. The blastopore. In the blastula stage, the blastopore is first modified into mouth. Or the fate of the blastopore in the Protostomia animals, it is converted into mouth. That those animals are called Protostomia animals. And coming to the Deuterostomia, deutero second, stomium, same mouth. The fate of the blastopore in these animals is converted into anus. Second time mouth is created. Primarily anus is created, and opposite to the anus the mouth is created. That those animals are called Deuterostomia animals. Deutero means second. Stomia means mouth. Mouth created opposite to the anus secondarily. That is called Deuterostomia animals. And this division, Protostomia, divided into three subdivisions: Coelomata, Pseudocoelomata, and Schizocoelomata. Subdivision. Coelomata, Pseudocoelomata, Schizocoelomata. So already I discussed just now. Bilateria means triploblastic animals. Whenever we are talking about the triploblastic nature, definitely we have to discuss about the coelom. That is why in the Protostomia subdivision is the Acoelomata animals. Acoelomata means there is no body cavity. A, no, coelom. So coelom is absent. Coelom is absent in the Acoelomata animals. In the Acoelomata animals, three layers are present, but specific body cavity, coelom, is absent, and all the organs, internal visceral organs, all are present within the body cavity only, but that body cavity is completely filled with a solid material. In this solid material, those organs are fixed at one position. The best example for Acoelomata is the Platyhelminthes animals. Terminalia, Trematoda, Cestoda, all these classes belongs to the phylum Platyhelminthes. In the Platyhelminthes, all are acoelomate animals. Even there is a triploblastic nature. All are bilaterians, triploblastic animals, but coelom is absent. When we are talking about the triploblastic nature, definitely we have to discuss about the coelom, but that coelom is absent in this triploblastic animal, that is Platyhelminthes. Next, Pseudocoelomata. Pseudo, false, coelom, body cavity. Body cavity is present but is not a true body cavity. That is called pseudocoelomate animals. Why we are calling it is a pseudocoelomic animal? Because the third layer, mesoderm layer, only present attached to the body wall. that mesoderm is absent in the endoderm layer, and the cavity is filled with the a liquid. That liquid is called pseudocoelomic fluid. These animals looks like a tube within a tube-like structure. A long tube is there. In that, in between, in the middle of the a long tube, a narrow tube is present. That is why these animals are looks like a tube within a tube-like structure. So the example, the example for the pseudocoelomic animal, the phylum is Nematoda. So Nematoda phylum is the best example for the pseudocoelomata. Example, Ascaris lumbricoides. Third one, Schizocoelomata. This is diaphragm, alimentary canal, stomach, duodenum, and small intestine. This is the body wall. These are visceral organs. The mesodermal layer attached to the body wall. This is the mesodermal layer attached to the body wall. It is called parietal peritoneum. Parietal peritoneum. And this is the organs, internal organs, visceral organs, also attached with the one of the layer, mesodermal layer. This is called visceral peritoneum. Visceral peritoneum. Now, the space between the body wall and the visceral organs, this is called coelom. In the acoelomate platyhelminthes animals, coelom is filled with solid material and the organs are fixed at one position by the solid material. In the pseudocoelomate animals, the coelom, the body cavity, is filled with a fluid that is called pseudocoelomic fluid. In the higher animals like Annelida, Arthropoda and Mollusca, schizocoelom is present. Schizocoelom means schizo, splitting. Splitting of mesodermal layer and creation of the coelom is called schizocoelomate. Now coming to the, this is the coelom. Parietal peritoneum, also known as somatic peritoneum. Visceral peritoneum, also known as splanchnic peritoneum. And there is a double layered connection between the organs to the body wall. There is a double layer connection between the body wall and the visceral organs, that is called mesentery. Mesentery. What is mesentery? A double layered connection between the visceral organs to the body wall. That connection is called mesentery. If the mesentery or parietal peritoneum covered only the ventral side of the organs, that is called retroperitoneum. In our body, kidneys comes under the retroperitoneal organ. pseudocoelom, the outermost ectodermal cell lining, along with there is a mesodermal cell lining and middle there is a gut endoderm. Look here, this is ectoderm. We are discussing about kingdom Animalia, divided into two subkingdoms, Parazoa, Eumetazoa. Subkingdom Eumetazoa divided into two grades, Radiata, Bilateria. Bilateria grade divided into two divisions, Protostomia and Deuterostomia. Division Protostomia divided into three subdivisions. In that first one, a coelomata, second one pseudocoelomata, and third one schizocoelomata. Our topic is now eucoelomata or eucoelom, true coelom. What is the true coelom? If the coelom is derived from the mesoderm, that coelom is called true coelom. Mesodermal origin coelom only is called true coelom, whereas in the acoelomata, three layers are there, but there is no coelom. In pseudocoelomata, three layers are present, triploblastic animal. Coelom also is there, but filled with the liquid, and the muscles are mesodermal layer fixed at body wall only and absent in the gut region. And coming to the eucoelom, true coelom means that coelom originated from mesoderm. This eucoelom is divided into two parts based on the how that mesoderm created coelom. If the mesoderm splitting of the mesoderm and creation of the coelom, that is called schizocoelom. And enterocoelom, gut itself produces a coelom by mesodermal cells, that is called enterocoelom. Look here, in the schizocoelom, ectodermal cells, inside inside endodermal gut is present. This is ectoderm, this is endoderm. Okay, in the middle, one of the 4D mesoblast cell, 4D mesoblast cell converted into a mesodermal cell lining. So 4D cell forms a mesodermal cell lining. Now, this mesodermal cell lining cleaved in the middle, and this portion attaches to the ectoderm, this portion attaches to the endoderm. Then what happens? Ectodermal cell lining with the mesodermal cell lining moved towards the ectoderm and attached there. Look here, like this. ectodermal, endodermal. Now it is called ectomesoderm. This is the ecto, this is meso. This is called ectomesoderm. Now coming to the middle, endodermal cell lining and the mesoderm attachment like this. This is called now, this is the endoderm, outside mesoderm. Means mesoderm is present attached to the ectoderm body wall and also endoderm internal gut region, all the organs what are present, stomach, pancreas, duodenum. So whatever the organs, visceral organs are present, all those visceral organs created by this mesoderm layer. And whatever we are seeing the space, this is called schizocele. Splitting of the mesoderm layer and moving of the mesoderm layer, one layer to the ectoderm, one layer to the endoderm, and creation of the coelom, body cavity. This is called schizocoelom. This type of coelom present in the phylum Annelida, Arthropoda, and Mollusca. Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca. These three phylum exhibit schizocoelom, splitting of mesodermal cells and creation of the coelom. That is one type of true coelom or eucoelom present in these phylums. Lastly, enterocoelom. Deuterostomia animals. Deutero means secondarily, stomia means mouth. Mouth created secondarily, that means first created anus. So blastopore in the blastula stage, the blastopore is converted into anus. Those animals are called deuterostomia animals. And division deuterostomia contains only one subdivision, that is enterocoelomata. Enterocoelomata are the animals in which the coelom is created by the enteron, gut. Gut itself produces a coelom, that is called enterocoelom. Ectodermal cell lining. This is the endodermal gut, gastrointestinal tract, endodermal cell lining. Ectoderm, endoderm. Now, creation of enterocoelom. The evagination of the endodermal cells, like the pouches. Look here, the evagination of endodermal cells, like pouches, and this pouch converted into a mesodermal cell. So this is the mesodermal cell lining. The pouch contains the mesodermal cell lining. Now addition of all these pouches and then movement of mesodermal cell lining towards the ectoderm and movement of the mesodermal cell lining towards the endoderm takes place, and then there is a space created. That space is called enterocoelom. Why we are calling it as enterocoelom? Because enteron, gut itself, creating the vagination pouches and converted it as a mesodermal cell lining, and that mesoderm creating the body cavity. So this type of coelom is known as enterocoelom. Enterocoelom is present in the phylum Echinodermata to the Chordata. That means all the organisms from the Echinodermata up to the Chordata all are having enterocoelom type of coelom. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Like the video, share the video and subscribe my channel Zoology Online Guru. Thank you.